everybody. This is MGTV. I'm Michelle Greenman, women's wellness coach, and I teach women how to live healthy lives, implement healthy habits so they have all the energy and longevity that they need to really make it through their days and take care of their families, businesses, and everything else. So today I wanted to talk about foods that help balance your hormones. Now, I know when we talk about hormones, I think people get really confused. They think only women have hormones and their hormones are out of control. And every time that anything happens, like you cry, that your hormones are out of control. Now, this is not necessarily true. There's a lot of stress that women are under, that they allow themselves to get under. And that can be a reason to cry. So feel free to cry sometimes when things get tough. Don't feel like you don't have to. We do have special hormones that men do have, like estrogen, but they have it in lower doses. But the problem comes when our hormones become out of balance. So my very first client had PCOS, and that's usually lower estrogen levels, and balancing those are important. But oftentimes people have the opposite. They have estrogen dominance, and estrogen dominance means that you have far too much estrogen in your body. So your body actually makes estrogen, but you can actually encourage your body to make more estrogen by having some toxins. Stress is one of the things that causes you to have more estrogen or estrogen dominance. Having plastics, and there's a group of foods that also do it. So I wanted to share with you, instead of going through all the different things that you could have, which I would really do with a client, do an assessment, to really just give you some foods that you can start to eat and see a difference right away. Now, if you have problems with your hormones, you're going to see it in irritability, difficulty sleeping, gaining weight, be very emotional, and also changes in your body. So hair growth is another one. Stress, of course, usually means that things are going on, not because the hormones cause the stress, but more the other way around. But you should know when it comes to stress, you actually raise your cortisol levels, and that actually helps you produce fat around your middle, which can change your hormones. So before, soy would be one of the first foods that I would suggest, because soy is really, really good at kind of leveling off those hormones and helping you, except for soy is now the #1 genetically modified crop, I think, in the world. So you might want to stay away from soy for a while or forever. But there's lots of other foods that are just as effective. So I actually have a list of 4. #1 on my list is yams. Yams are not sweet potatoes, but sweet potatoes are also really good foods. But the difference between a yam and a sweet potato is a yam is colored, so it should be about orange, and a sweet potato is white. So when it comes to eating yams, it's helping to balance. And so you can eat yams a couple of times a week if you really want to try to. Most of the hormone replacement therapy creams that are natural are actually made out of yams. So you can always cook them and eat them. They taste amazing. I like to eat them with baked in the oven, kind of like a baked potato, not with butter, of course, but you could sprinkle a little olive oil on it or coconut oil, and salt. Tastes amazing. The other way I like to do it is steam them. So cutting them up into sections, throwing them in a double boiler and steaming them with onions or with potatoes or carrots. Very, very yummy. I would do one of these 2 things instead of like roasting them, just because it allows it to cook less, and to keep a lot of the nutrients available. #2 is avocados. I remember when I first started to study, learning that foods sometimes look like the places that they're good for, like walnuts for the brain, for example. Avocados look like a womb, and it actually takes 9 months to grow. Awesome at balancing women's hormones. 1 avocado a week will actually help. and it allows you to get those good fats, which is one of the most important things when it comes to balancing hormones. So the third one is flax seeds. Flax seeds are very high in omega oils and really, really good for balancing hormones. Flax seeds are going to need to be crushed up a little bit for you to get them in. So it's good to blend them. If you're on my website, I actually have on my website a product on my shop called NutriCleanse, which is actually made out of flaxseed, but it's ground up, so it's really available. Flax is a really good way to balance your hormones. Now, not only are we talking about women's hormones, but depression. Flaxseed is awesome for depression. Even if you put a little bit of flax in a shot glass with a little bit of water and down it every day just to get that hit of omegas, amazing for your body. Flax, number 3. Number 4 is carob. Carob was something that is actually, there's actually a compound in carob that doctors break down to make the drug for PCOS, but eating carob is great. I eat carob in replacement of chocolate because it doesn't have caffeine or lots of the other problems with chocolate. It's best to get it malt sweetened or unsweetened, of course, because you don't want excess sugar. But carob is a great way. I love making carob balls, which you actually melt the carob and add either coconut, which also has some healthy fats and are really good at balancing your hormones, or nuts, and eat them as really yummy bowls for dessert. So there are quite a few foods when it comes to eating naturally, eating healthy, eating whole foods that will allow you to level off your hormones, feel more at peace, feel happier, feel more energy. So I encourage you, get one of these foods, even if you've never had it before. Buy an avocado today, slice it up, try it in different ways. There's guacamole, I like to eat avocados with my potatoes. There's lots of different things that you can try. Slice it on bread, eat it in sandwiches. So try some of these foods in different ways. If you're trying to look for recipes specifically for flax, flax is one of the base foods for raw crackers because it's so gelatin, or replacements for eggs in recipes. Really good for that. And definitely carob, like I said, you can use it in place of anything with chocolate. And yams are a great way. Another way that you can use yams is sandwiches. Is to slice them up, kind of grill them, and then eat them in sandwiches or in buns. Very, very yummy. But use these foods. They're available. They're made for us to actually keep us healthy. You might not have ever heard this, but you should have, that you should let your food be your medicine and your medicine your food. This is Michelle Greeman. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you later. If you want more information or have any questions, feel free to comment below. I will definitely get back to you. And experience wellness. Bye.